crown from her coronation on top. Then it will be guarded around the clock. And that's when members of the public will be allowed to start paying their respects. Hundreds of thousands are expected over the 4 days the Queen will lie in state until her funeral on Monday. In fact, London is preparing for what could be the largest gathering in British history. Reporting live, Jamie Pulper, City News.
City News time 7:05. Our City News special correspondent Lisa LaFlamme is outside Buckingham Palace with more on the feeling this morning in London.
There's a very different tone in the city today. Packed streets, way more security, as you can imagine, sniffer dogs and jammed subway system, all because thousands, hundreds of thousands of people are moving into this city to try to, on some level, offer a final act of devotion to the Queen that they so admire. Thousands of people are in front of Buckingham Palace right now. They're going to get a chance, hopefully, to see the cortege when it leaves here, and then, of course, it leads right up to Westminster Hall. So, again, as I say, now that the Queen is here and the lying in state will begin, you can absolutely feel that sense of unity, but also there's always a little bit of stress involved on such a high security event such as this.
Lisa will continue to provide coverage of the aftermath of the Queen's death in the lead up to Monday's funeral with live appearances on BT and City News and frequent reports here on City News 680.
This is City News 680 at 7:06. Provincial politicians will pay tribute to the late Queen today, though the Ford government is stopping short of declaring Her Majesty's funeral a holiday in Ontario. Our Kevin Meisner joined us live from Queen's Park with the latest. Kevin.
Well, Catherine, a special session is planned today at Queen's Park, which will see the Premier, the opposition leader, and independent MPPs rising to give speeches in honor of Queen Elizabeth II and her memory. Members will also be given a chance to reaffirm their oath of office to His Majesty the King. This will be optional and a group ceremony. As for that national holiday declared by the Prime Minister to mark the Queen's funeral on Monday, that will only apply to federal employees in Ontario. Most of the rest of us will still have to go to work or school. Outside Queen's Park this morning, the reaction is mixed.
We've seen the death of Her Majesty, and so maybe one day of mourning would have been appropriate.
No, I don't think so. She's part of us, I guess. I don't think we should have a holiday for it.
Some argue after the pandemic, the last thing kids and parents need is another day off school, and businesses really don't need the financial hit of closing or paying extra to their employees. Premier Doug Ford says Ontario instead will declare Monday a provincial day of mourning in lieu of a provincial holiday. Saskatchewan and Quebec are also not recognizing the holiday, but there will be a holiday in British Columbia, PEI, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and Newfoundland. At Queen's Park, Kevin Meisner, City News.
City News time 7:07. We're now learning more about the man shot dead by police in Hamilton after a shooting rampage that left a Toronto police officer and a Milton mechanic dead, including his long criminal history. Our Carl Hansky joins us live from where the first murder happened with the latest. Carl.
Yeah, Paul, court and parole documents show that 40-year-old Sean Petrie had spent quite a bit of time in correctional facilities over the last 20 years for charges including robbery, assault, possession of a firearm, drug trafficking, impaired driving, and more.
It's like a vacation for him, in and out.
Do you think he should have been out?
Cannot judge the person that I don't know.
But other residents who live near the Tim Hortons here in Mississauga, where Monday's shooting rampage began, wonder how it is that someone with such a lengthy and violent criminal record was not kept in prison.
I think that should be a lot of people's concern.
Who are they letting out?
Who are they letting out, and whether or not they're fit to be back in society.
Now, Petrie was released from prison years ago, was not on probation, but was armed when he pulled out a gun here Monday, killing 2 and wounding 3 other people before eventually being shot and killed by police. Reporting live in Mississauga, Carl Hansky, City News.
This is City News 680. Seasons 5 of The Handmaid's Tale has arrived. The first 2 episodes of the dystopian series are now on Crave. Showrunner Bruce Miller spoke with ABC News about what we can expect.
One of the biggest things in the season is trying to get clean after trauma and washing away all the bad things that have happened in the past to June. And so I think that the impossibility of getting clean is really one of the themes of the season, that, you kind of move on with the scars you have. You don't leave them behind.
New episodes of The Handmaid's Tale will be released every Wednesday.
City News time 7:09.
This portion of the news is brought to you by the Song Shul.
Have you been praying for a great Rosh Hashanah? Well, your prayers have been answered. It's the services. Come, join us at the magnificent George Weston Recital Hall. See what everyone's talking about. Details at songshul.com. An unforgettable experience, only at the Songshul.
Coming up in 60 seconds, traffic and weather together on the ones, including southbound 410 approaching Sandalwood, the left lane blocked with a collision.
City News Time 7:10. You've got a rock star resume.
Great to hear.
One last question. Where'd you park?
On 3rd.
Wow. Spot Hero would have put you right next door. Not very strategic.
Spot Hero?
Spot Hero finds the closest spot to your destination at a great price.
Well, I'm excited
You know what? We'll be in touch. Park faster, closer, and easier. Type in your destination at spothero.com or on the free app to reserve the closest spot at a great price. Use promo code PARKEASY and get 10% off your first park. That's promo code PARKEASY. Spot Hero. Where do you park? Introducing the new Lotto 649 with 2 jackpots on every ticket. The classic $5 million jackpot and the growing gold ball jackpot of $10 million. Play the new Lotto 649 for a chance to win the classic jackpot or the gold ball jackpot of either $10 million or the guaranteed $1 million prize. Find your possible. Buy in store today or at old.ca. Time 7:11.
Traffic and weather together on the ones, brought to you by Aaron Waxman and Associates, Airborne Shopper 680 Jordan Ferrer.
Talking again, good news on the Highway 7 400 area. Eastbound Highway 7, east of the 400, all lanes have been reopened. Police just moved the trucks involved off onto a side street, so they're out of the way. However, really heavy delays. Eastbound Highway 7 backed up from Ansley Grove, which is before Weston. It's backed up over to Edgeley now, very heavy. And the northbound 400 is backed up from Finch onto the ramp to Highway 7. It's jammed all the way up that ramp, very slow. It's getting better and better slowly. It's going to take a while. This is a really busy area, of course, so it'll take a while for all this to clear up. Now, the 401 is slow going on the West 401, Brock Street to Salem, west of Morningside to west of Kennedy, and then delays Islington to Martin Grove and through Mavis, coming out of both Express and Collectors now towards Mississauga Road. On the East 401, it's slow Winston Churchill to east of Mississauga Road from the 427 to Kiel in both Express and Collectors, and through the Allen to east of it in the Express. From the traffic center, Eva Franciscanos.
Well, we still have this ongoing issue right now. If you are southbound on the 410, approaching Sandalwood, the left lane is blocked with a collision. It is jammed up from approaching Mayfield. Emergency crews are on their way to the scene, so it could get even heavier through that area. So best bet is to avoid using the southbound 410 right now if you can, coming out of the Brampton area. If you want to use southbound Kennedy through there, it seems to be moving much better as well. It looks like southbound here Ontario also moving much better than the 410 right now because of that issue. Now, once you get past that collision, it slows down again on the South 410 from Beauvert all the way through to about south of Queen. And then if you're eastbound on the Gardner Expressway, busy from approaching Brooklawn to Jameson, again onto the Spadina ramp. York ramp to the westbound Gardner Expressway still have that lane partially blocked off with a stalled vehicle. Tow truck has arrived on the scene. No major delays in through that stretch. If your disability claim has been denied for any reason, call Aaron Waxman at 416-661-4878 or on your cell phone at pound LTD. Now with a check on the forecast, here's Jill Taylor. The winds will pick up out of the northwest. Cooler air will move on in for us. Most areas will have a fair amount of sunshine today, though. The guaranteed high, 23 degrees, 9 for the low. And tomorrow we'll have lots of sunshine. A rather chilly start to Thursday, though, and the high just 18 degrees. Right now, 17, sunshine at Pearson, 16 at City News. Our guaranteed high, 23. City News time 7:13.
Now the Dynamic Funds Market Minute.
Over to Mike Apple at the Business Center. Mike?
Hey, Catherine, watching the markets bounce just a little bit here in the early going after yesterday's sell-off that took the Dow Jones down almost 1,300 points by the close of trade. It dropped 3.9%. With inflation and interest rate risks at full effect, the Dow futures right now up just 95 points. NASDAQ futures up 44. That's 0.4%. Price for oil up 22 cents, 87.53 per barrel. Our dollar dropped a full cent in the Tuesday trade against the U.S. greenback. It's down again this morning by another 0.1%, 75.87 cents U.S. at the City News Business Center. I'm Mike Apple.
Losing sleep over current market conditions? A financial advisor can help you build a long-term plan so you can sleep easier. Visit dynamic.ca/advice to learn more.
Still ahead on City News 680, latest morning headlines, and in sports, where the Blue Jays stand in the wild card race after their doubleheader with an East Division rival.
City News Time 7:14.
Hey Canada, Smile Cookie Week is almost here at Tim. When you buy a Smile Cookie, 100% of the proceeds go to a local charity or community group. This September 19th to 25th, every Smile Cookie makes a difference. At participating restaurants in Canada for a limited time.
It's fall. In love with Ontario time. Fall for the brightest of seasons. Fall into the waves. To the sound of a waterfall. Fall for a new hiking trail. A harvest. A wine tasting. Fall asleep in a whole new place. And rise to the perfect crisp day. And remember, fall is short. You won't want to miss getting up to 20% back on your Ontario staycation. Plan yours now at destinationontario.com.
Marks, this is Big Event is on now. Until September 14th, save up to 60% on a wide selection of styles perfect for fall, including Levi's jeans and clothing at 40% off. Marks, this is Big Event on now at marksandmarks.com. Toronto's news. Now, this is City News 680. Everywhere.
Daily sunny day for the GTA. City News guaranteed high 23. Good morning. I'm Paul Cook.
I'm Catherine Jeté. Here are the top stories right now.
Queen Elizabeth will leave Buckingham Palace this morning for the very last time. Starting at 9:22 our time, Her Majesty's coffin will be carried by horse-drawn gun carriage. Following behind in silence on a route expected to take 38 minutes, members of the royal family, including King Charles, along with his sons Prince William and Prince Harry. Tens of thousands of people are already camped out to witness firsthand the somber procession to Westminster Hall, where the Queen will lie in state for 4 days ahead of Monday's funeral. City News special correspondent Lisa LaFlamme is also there to give us a Canadian perspective on the historic events. Still ahead on City News 680.
Complaints are being raised over Monday's public emergency alert about the active shooter, with some saying it didn't contain enough vital information. Time now for sports.
From Sportsnet 590 The Fan, Simon Bennett.
Well, it was a long day of baseball for the Jays and Rays at Rogers Center, but for Alec Manoah, just a long day period. Struggling with stomach flu, didn't start game one of the doubleheader as planned. The Jays dropped that one 4-2, but then he was back in the park, got an IV and pitched a gutsy 6 2/3 innings, keeping the Jays in game 2 until the offense could get going in the 7th when Merrifield drove in 2 for the lead. George Springer homered to give them further ahead. It was his 20th homer in the year. The Jays with a 7-2 win in game 2 to split the doubleheader in the back end tonight. Just one game this time. 7 o'clock on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and Sportsnet. The Jays now lead all the wildcard teams in the American League. The Rays and Mariners both a half game behind them. The Mariners lost 2-0 to the Padres last night. Aaron Judge home runs 56 and 57. His Yankees beat the Red Sox 7-6 in 10 innings. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour or anytime at sportsnet.ca.
City News time 7:17.
I'd like to carry more parts in my garage, but I just don't have the room. Every time I go to the back to get wiper blades, I trip over a dusty crate of air filters and bang my head on some radiator hoses. eBay Motors never has that problem. They stock all the right parts at the right prices. Millions of them. With everything from new headlights to vintage gear shifters. I can't imagine being able to stock millions of parts. I mean, where would I get all those shelves? Visit ebay.ca/motors. Let's ride.
At Capital One, we like to ask, what do you see when you see you? A risk taker?
Skydiving? Really? You want me to jump? No way! I'd rather lay on my couch. In my sweat.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. With QuickCheck, find out which Capital One credit cards you'll be approved for with 100% certainty and no risk to your credit score. You've got this. We've got you. Capital One. What's in your wallet? QuickCheck pre-approval is subject to terms and conditions.
City News time 7:18. Some complaints are being raised over Monday's public emergency alert about the active shooter. Our Laura Carney explains.
That alert was sent to phones shortly before 4:30 Monday afternoon. At Red Peel Regional Police are investigating an active shooter, said the suspect was armed and dangerous, and that the suspect vehicle is stolen and if seen, do not approach. But it didn't say the make and model of the vehicle. There was also no suspect description. The complaints lie with the lack of detail in the alert, although it did include a link to more information. A professor of communications management at McMaster University tells the CBC these alerts often go ignored because they don't immediately provide vital information that would give the public a role in helping investigators. Terry Flynn points out the alert also came more than 2 hours after the initial shooting in Mississauga. Laura Carney, City News.
Coming up in 60 seconds, traffic and weather together on the ones, including the extended forecast. City News Time 7:20.
Back to school savings are on now at Mobile Clinic. And we've got deals to fill up your backpacks, like free Skull Candy earbuds with the purchase of select used phones. That's right. Get a great deal on any one of our wide selection of used phones, and we'll throw in free earbuds. Plus, all of our phones are risk-free thanks to our industry-leading 1-year warranty. But hurry in. This is a limited-time offer you won't want to miss. To learn more or to see our other great deals, head over to mobileclinic.ca or visit us in-store at any of our 100-plus locations. With the BMO Eclipse Visa Infinite card, you can get 5 times the points on more of the things you love. That means more nights out, more weekend escape, more living in the moment, more getting lost. Make a U-turn. Or maybe less of that. Get more out of life with the BMO Eclipse Visa Infinite card. Apply now and get up to 60,000 points. Terms and conditions apply. Visit BMO.com for details.
7:21, traffic and weather together on the ones, brought to you by Don Valley North Toyota. Up we go to shop for 680. Where are you flying, Jordan?
I just got to the scene of the crash on Major Mackenzie Series 1. It looks like this may be a fatal collision. So Major Mackenzie is closed off west of Warden over to Richard Person, which is east of Woodbine, also because of this crash. There are 2 cars here with significant damage, one of them with a tarp over it, and there's also a dump truck here as well. Not sure if it was involved in the crash. It was just nearby when it happened, but it's in the middle of the closure. Lots of police on scene, but they've cleared the actual collision site. Again, there's debris all over the place and all sorts of fluid on the road as well. So again, that's Major Mackenzie closed down between Warden and Richard Person, which is east of Woodbine. So plan accordingly. Stay away from this area. This will likely be closed off for a while. Down on the 401, the east 401 is slow. Winston Churchill to east of Mississauga Road, from east of Dixie and the Collectors to the southbound 427 ramp, and then from the 427 to Keel in both Express and Collectors, through the Allen to east of it in the Express, and through Bayview in both Express and Collectors, and east 409 is backed up Martin Grove to the 401. From the traffic center, here's Eva Fragiscatos.
Well, we've got this ongoing problem on the southbound 410 approaching Sandalwood. Left lane still blocked with a collision. It is jammed up from approaching Mayfield. Traffic spotters reporting that the vehicles are being hooked up to a tow truck, so hopefully it clears out shortly, but again, still jammed Mayfield all the way down to Sandalwood, and then just continues to move slowly right down to about Queen on the east. As you approach York, but the York ramp to the westbound Gardner, the problem we had there has cleared away. Don Valley North Toyota is a state-of-the-art automotive experience. Visit the showroom or online anytime at donvalleynorthtoyota.com, a division of Wayne's Auto Group. Next report is at 7:31. Here is a check on the forecast with Jill Taylor. Lots of sunshine for most areas today. The wind will pick up, become quite strong and gusty out of the northwest. 23 the guaranteed high, and then we'll drop to 9 for the low. So cooler air moving on in, a mainly clear sky tonight. Still a brisk wind out of the northwest. Tomorrow, lots of sunshine, but continuing quite cool. The high only 18. Friday, sun and cloud 24. Warm up again for the weekend. By Sunday, it'll feel closer to 32 with the humidity. Right now, sunshine 17 degrees at Pearson End. At City News, our guaranteed high 23. And because Jill did not miss the weather guarantee yesterday, the jackpot climbs to $9,300.
Coming up at 7:30, we'll have the timeline for this morning's historic procession of the Queen's coffin from Buckingham Palace to Westminster Hall, where Her Majesty will lie in state for 4 days ahead of Monday's funeral.
City News Time 7:23.
This is City News 680. Canada's first Michelin guide is out. 13 Toronto restaurants have received a prestigious Michelin star. One was even awarded 2. City's Michelle Mackey was at last night's unveiling at Evergreen Brickworks.
The famous 1, 2, or 3 Michelin stars single out restaurants deemed to have exceptional cuisine that reflects the personality of the chef. 12 Toronto Michelin star. Anonymous Michelin inspectors from 15 countries dined at more than 70 Toronto restaurants before narrowing their list. There were no 3 stars, and inevitably, only one restaurant in Toronto was deemed worthy of a 2-star rating. Sushi Masaki Saito.
I love Toronto. I love Canada. Thank you.
Canada's first Michelin guide being in Toronto is expected to provide a big economical boost for the city. You can see the full list of the city's new Michelin star restaurants at toronto.citynews.ca. At Evergreen Brickworks, Michelle Mackey, City News.
This is in the City News 680. At least one person is dead in a 2-vehicle crash in Markham. It happened on Major Mackenzie west of Warden just before 7 this morning. York police have not released any other details at this time. Stay with City News for updates on this developing story. And still ahead, big spending by consumers for outdoor recreation vehicles leading to record earnings for a Canadian company. Business in 60 seconds.
City News time, 7:25. This portion of the news is brought to you by the Monitoring Center.
Summer is coming to an end. Kids going back to school. Life returning to a new normal. As you leave the home more often, ensure your home is protected now more than ever. Protect your home with the Monitoring Center Home Security. Switch your current equipment to the Monitoring Center today and save. Rates starting at only $9.99 per month. Call today or visit themonitoringcenter.com.
1-866-24-7 or $9.99. 1-866-24-7 or $9.99.
There is a getaway within your grasp that will exceed your expectations. A luxury lifestyle experience in the heart of Mississauga, where stellar accommodations are surrounded by natural beauty, where you can challenge yourself on one of Canada's top 10 golf courses. With access